Well, hello there, you do. Holy moly, look at this. Welcome to Friday the 19th of January. 38 years in a day. Man, isn't this nice out here? This hasn't been the way today. It's been mostly kind of foggy, and I don't think it's dripped a drop all day. Look at that branch snapped off something up there. I don't know where that came from. But yeah, anyway, the sun came out here. I don't know, it's probably been an hour or so. I've been lollygagging around the house there. I was plotting like different little routes to take. I don't know why I'm doing it now. It won't be anytime soon. But you can have these freaky, which you don't want, but you can have days, in the mid to upper 70s in February. But you don't ever want those to happen. Because every time, and anyone that's lived around here goes, oh no. You like the idea, you get that break from winter, but you'll get a few days. We've even had like a couple of weeks where it was like summertime in February. But that's a bad omen, because that means that means summer will start about August or July, mid-July. It will stay rainy and cold basically the whole summer. You don't ever want those to happen. It's been a while since we've had one of those. I'm afraid that, that seems to go in like 4-year cycles, Oh, this is a leap year today, isn't there? There's 29 days next month, isn't there? I think so. But, yeah. So that's what I've been doing. I was just plotting different things. Whew. That'll make for a long drive. And it's funny, I just answered a comment here not too long ago. A guy that said he's got BMWs, he, did these big tours every year and stuff like that. And now he's got a G310 GS BMW. And I think he's got a GT650. It's in storage. A lot of shops, especially in colder climates, you can pay to have your bike stored there, and they'll maintain your battery, and when the season breaks, they'll make sure you're good to go. And if you need, do that for a service, or kick it out of winterization mode, whatever the case may be. But I think he just bought a classic 350, and if it's the same person, he hasn't even ridden it yet. So it's still at the store. But anyway, he's just talking about how, since he got that 310 GS, all the places close by that he's been exploring. And I was telling him, we had all these plans, because we bought Kelly's Himalayan and my GT650, believe it or not, 3 years ago on January 9th. It was January 9th, 2021. Can you believe that's been 3 years? Holy moly. But at any rate, we had planned, we bought that reactive outdoor tent, and just different things we were prepping to, we got the bags and all that stuff for the Himalayans, and we had all the plans in the world to do some moto camping. But the pandemic was still going on, and like everything was still shut down. It was weird, and just everything was so strange. And then it just, I don't know, it just got out of the loop, and you didn't get around to it. We talked about it a couple of times last year, but it was during the hot season. We said, well, when it starts cooling off, and then, like I said, I lost the end of summer when I went on that road trip. It was nice and hot. It was great, fantastic. It was beautiful. But on the day home, winter started, even though it was just in fall. But anyway, so it just seems like summer just came to a sudden end. We had these plans that we're still going to do. Said, hey, when I get back, let's do this and that. We keep talking about it. It's cool now. You don't have to worry about the heat and the bugs, literally lifting you up and flying away with you, And Yeah, that never happened. It just turned wintry like all of a sudden. Then you get those things where it, rains all week while you're at work, or all weekend, and it's beautiful while you're at work. So you plan something for the weekend, and then the weather changes for the weekend and ruins it all for you. But anyway, man, look at these skies out here. No way it'd ever dry out enough before it gets dark that you'd ever get a ride in. And I don't know. That was enough rain the last 2 days that surely most of that salt. But then, people are pulling out of snowy areas, but they'd only salt the main highway, though. That was it. All the side roads, all those things either graveled or used the chemical spray, which works just as good. I think the salt's just easier. It's probably less expensive. That's probably why a lot of times they do it. But it's weird. The county uses the chemical stuff, but the state uses the salt. It definitely works good. Really good. It's weird how that moisture just bleeds its way over. It just gets everything all yucky and muddy and wet looking. I mean, it's all gravel down there, but there's dirt in the gravel, and that dirt's kind of muddy. Look, it's even pooling up in places. Look at that there. Oh, I didn't think about that. That wood sitting in that water, that's just particle board. That ain't good. That'll make short order out of that. Yeah, and those things were already old rotted pieces of wood. Look how the water, the bricks, even like a sponge, they suck up the water. Them dogs just absolutely destroyed my area. We came home yesterday. Abby and Danny were crashed out in here. It's probably pretty funny to watch them like rooting stuff around out here. Knuckleheads. It's funny how they move things around. It's got to be entertaining. See, they don't seem to mess with this. I'm going to flip that board underneath there to let that thing get off the ground here. Hold on. Here. Not really worried, but as you can see, that wood was already rotten. And I tried lifting that up, but it's too tight to where it's tied in up there. So hopefully boards are tough. Look at that log is even soaking up the water from the ground. You can see it like a sponge. Man, so pretty out here. 45 degrees, man. You can walk around in a t-shirt out here. It feels so nice. I was standing on the porch with Kelly there, and the sun was beaming on us, and it just flat felt warm. All right, so I never did do the relays on my Himalayan. So I'm gonna set some things up here. I'll give them a quick clean and throw some new relays in there. And go from there. Man, I hope it stays dry like it was today. Again tomorrow, I'll take this 350 out for a ride. And it's clear, so that means it'll get crazy cold tonight. The old X90. It's funny, I came across the picture when I think that was the day I got the bike. I think that was Christmas morning. Here, I'll flash that up. It's really hard to see, but I'll flash that up right quick. Here we go. Pretty cool, huh? My sister took that with one of those little 110, little little Kodaks. They sure got them relays shoehorned down in there. Some of the other ones, like the ones I see in Europe, they have the 4 relays and they're basically sitting right up top. These are buried. You gotta knock everything loose to get to them. Down in a hole. But anyway, you shouldn't have to worry about it, and put some decent relays in there and get all that overgunk grease out of there, and be off and running. Kind of a pain. Not really. It's just kind of tedious, digging some out, wipe it off, dig it in, wipe it off, dig it in, wipe it off. I mean, you could take an air compressor and blast it, but it's going to fly everywhere, even if you try ragging it up. It's just easier just to clean it out of there. So let's get that going on this one. And yeah, I don't have to worry about that. Still haven't made the jump for the cam on this thing. I'll probably get the DNA for this one as well. How is there bugs out here? I hear a bug flying in the fluorescent light over there. You know how they get up there? But anyway, let me get my stuff out, my cleaning stuff, and we'll get going on her. We got our little toothpick thingy here. A little brush. Some dielectric grease. A rag I've been using on all of them so far, and we'll just dig her out, clean her up, make her look pretty. Slap some shiny new relays in there. Well, those cleaned up quite nice. And the relays that come out are 12 volt 20/10 amps, and these are 12 volt 30/20 amps. Just a higher amperage, they'll be able to take the load a lot better, and it's supposed to be really good. We'll see over time. And the other ones haven't died, so I'll just mark them in a way that they're so cheap. You just buy more. It's no big deal. But let me grease all this stuff up with dielectric grease, the real dielectric grease, and go from there. Put her back together and make sure the pump and the headlights and everything comes on like they should, and off we go. Before I get everything greased up, I'm gonna show you something. I wasn't paying close enough attention on Kelly's, but you'll notice on the 3 ports on one side, this one's only using the 2 outsides, and then on this side it's using all 3 of them. But the 2 heavier gauge ones, there's 2, both of them are being used on this side, but a thin one missing. But all 3 of the thin ones are used here, and 1 of the heavy gauge ones are not. I'd have to look at the wiring diagram to see what's different and why. And you'll notice that if you can see that tag down there, you'll see it says it's for USA ABS. The wiring harness says. So the wiring harnesses are different depending on what country you live in. It's funny how they do things, but all manufacturers do that because everybody's got their own rules. It's like even the turn signal lenses got to be different in the States, or may have to be different in the States than they are everywhere else because of DOT regulations. It's funny, all the logistics go. I can imagine the nightmare of being a motorcycle manufacturer and having to keep everything sorted depending on what its destination or where its destination is. But anyway, I just thought I'd show you that. Thought that was interesting. Before I put everything together, look how deep them relays are down there. And to get everything all stacked back in there, they need to be sitting there. But it all works out. It's just a tight fit. And they're all the way down now. But yeah, I thought I'd show you that. I got everything else. The things are disconnected and all kinds of craziness. That's the way motorcycles are. They just stuffed everywhere. You only got so much room. The old classic 10 pounds in a 5-pound hole. That's what you got. It's not as bad as most of the stuff I work on at work. You're talking about stuff being crammed everywhere. But you just got to make sure it's neat. It's not, going to get chafed or anything's running, across the positive side of the battery terminal, anything weird like that. And see what we got here. Ready? Oh, I've heard them things. Well, this has a more substantial click to them. Listen. Yeah, buddy. You can tell they're more powerful. Guess that's why everybody's swapping them over. That's that for that. Just got to put 2 seats on it. Oh, I took the side cover off just in case I had to move stuff out of the way and pull some wires. I did that on Kelly's and didn't have to do anything either. So everything is cool. Lock the old steering up here. Whoa, watch your steps, man. Things, and I've gone through, and you can see I've zip tied things so things aren't moving and vibrating. You get dust behind that cover, and you get a wire chafing against it, and next thing you know, bad things happen. That's why BRP, we joke saying that BRP and BMW have stock in zip tie companies. They're very adamant that everything's zip tied in certain spots and tucked out of the way. You don't want anything rubbing, like the crinkle coat, like Harleys and Spyders and stuff have that. Anything running across like the valve covers and everything like that, you don't want them moving around. The 1330s are mostly smooth, but yeah, anyway, you get dirt in there, and over time, they'll work their way through. That's a little cheat hose, I can't tell you about that. But anyway, she doesn't have an evap system in her anymore. Well, the tanks rely on that, so I've got a setup so that if I go through deep water crossings, under no circumstance could, if the tank's warm, you go through some water and the tank cools off, it's going to suck, not blow. Well, it needs to get air, not water. So I did a little trick there. So did it to both of these. So that's not there because they're under the, what's funny is the classic 350 that has no, air induction in the exhaust, no evap canister. I mean, none of that stuff there at all. The hoses kind of just vent out in the air. Got to be careful with a water crossing with that one because that vent definitely goes right to the ground. Shouldn't be doing that on that anyway, but one never knows. But this, you're likely to be doing a crazy water crossing. But anyway, I'm going to throw the 2 seats on there right quick, and that's that for this. You don't have to worry about this. Do really want to do the cam on this thing, but I kind of hesitant. I just want to make sure that, before you spend the money, is that really that cool? I've heard so many people say positive things that can hardly be wrong. So, anyway, that's down the road here, or maybe soon. You got to order it first before you. I don't know. It's very slow this time of year. You got to be hesitant on spending money on anything. But here we are. Well, hello there, you two. Yeah, I love these daylight goodbyes.
I know it.
Day's getting longer. 4 minutes till 5 is sunset tonight.
Nice.
Yeah, next thing you know, we'll be complaining about the heat or something.
I know it.
It's just so hot and dry.
I know
It just needs the rain every once in a while.
Yeah, never say those words.
Yeah, that'll bite you. Mm-hmm. But anyway, just a super chill day today, which is very, very nice. And I guess you ain't got a whole lot to say. Didn't do a whole much, well, together anyway. But other than that, I probably talked your ears off in the shop and stuff like that. So I guess we'll let you go with that.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And you guys have a wonderful Saturday or Sunday.
Heck yeah. All right.
We see you in the morning.
We'll see you then. Thanks for watching now. Bye-bye.